Hello again, welcome back to Calvin's class. So today we're going to be talking about synonyms and antonyms. Now I have a question why, because synonyms and antonyms are very important. We're going to explain why later. But what are synonyms and antonyms? I know a lot of students forget, so let's go over that first. Synonyms, I always try to remember, synonyms, S means the same. Word that means the same. So good, great, amazing, excellent, amazing, right? Is a way to talk about it. So while we're looking at it, synonyms mean the same. So antonyms are the opposite. Now, again, why are we doing that? Looking at synonyms, antonyms, it's going to make you a better writer. I know a lot of writers, when they're writing, they're very much pick the easiest word, right? And so we don't want to do that. But if you do that while you're first writing, okay, because you're always going to be able to look back and change what you've written, because most of you write on computer. Even if it's on paper, you can erase that one word and replace it with a synonym. And again, also when you're writing, antonyms are very important for a type of writing we're going to talk about a little bit later, or in the next video, I think, is comparing and contrasting. So it's really important we have a bigger vocabulary for our next video, our next lesson, okay? So with that, it helps us to write a lot better. And when you're writing for essays in high school and later on, you don't want to repeat the same word again and again and again. You're going to sound not very clever, right? Donald Trump likes to say, oh, it's so amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. He can't think of a different word, and he sounds really dumb for it. Okay? So when we're talking, or writing, we want to use a variety of different words, right? Variety, different. Oh, right? So by doing that, it's going to help us. So let's look at the first. They're numbered in your email. You're going to get synonyms and antonyms 1, 2, and 3 for worksheets. Well, that's what we're in order here first. So get number 1. I know it doesn't say antonyms here. I don't know why, right? It says acronyms, which is something different. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of, so this is you got to try and think. You know a lot of these words, right? So synonyms up here for the first 8, you're going to think of synonyms for the underlined word, okay? So Kim has a bad cold. Well, what's another word for bad? A terrible cold. A horrible cold. Right? So that way we're practicing using a lot more vocabulary. Because when you start writing longer articles, you need a lot more synonyms, okay? And same with antonyms. So that's what's down here, antonyms. I want you to write an antonym for all of these words. It's important when you compare and contrast that you have synonyms and antonyms. So that's what I'm going to get you to do for your first one. So we listened to loud music. We listened to quiet music, soft music are both antonyms, okay? So that's very easy, I think. You can do that, right? Well, I hope so. All right. For synonym and antonyms number 2, it's the one that's sideways, all right? It has a lot here. All you have to do is circle whether these two words are synonyms or antonyms. And this also gives you a lot of vocabulary of synonyms and antonyms to work with later. So remember that, keep this piece of paper. So we have, for example, absent, present. Right? What does that mean? It's antonyms, right? There, if you're absent, you're not there. If you're present, you are there. Okay? Dull, sharp. Antonyms, right? Lift, drop. Antonyms again. Wow, there's 3 A's. It doesn't seem possible. Yes, it is possible. Right? Feeble, weak. If you don't know, guess what you're going to have to do? Look it up, right? And that's okay, because then you're learning and you're helping to remember a new word. So feeble and weak are synonyms, all right? If you're very feeble at something, you're very weak at something. So that's what I want you to do there. I want you to look up those words if you need to, but try and answer those. I'm going to be taking a look at those, right, when you're done. Okay, so for next, we have synonyms and antonyms number 3, right? here, you're going to read each set of words below, and you're going to identify whether they are synonyms or antonyms. So same thing. You can just put an S or an A. I don't want you to take a long time writing the whole word. All right, so you don't have to write the whole word here. All right, interesting, fascinating. Again, this is practicing our vocabulary to get better with synonyms and antonyms. Build our vocabulary for our next work, okay? And again here, what is a synonym for this word, wish? What is an antonym? So I wish, I dream for something, and I what, right? So I want you to look that up. If you don't know, you can go to dictionary.com. It will have usually these kinds of answers, right? So I want you to do that, right? Not too hard, but that helps us for our next part of compare and contrast. Okay? So what is compare and contrast? Well, compare, what's the same, right? And contrast is what's different about two things. All right? So your teacher at school will probably talk about this a little bit if they haven't already, but they'll usually do something like this, right? This is called a Venn diagram, and it's used for lots of different things, but it's really easy to do, okay? So with that, you could put your ideas in a Venn diagram. That's a great way to organize it, but I think you've done that before, and that's kind of easy to do, right? So what's the apples, oranges, what's different about them, what's the same? So you're listing all the traits, right? Well, comparing apples and oranges. All right, so I have for here the first one, reading comprehensions. You're going to compare, tell similarities, what's the same, and contrast, tell the difference, okay, between apples and oranges. So you have to read about apples and read about oranges. What's the same about them? What's different? So here I have some questions for you, okay? Just 5 questions, all right? 2 are multiple choice. Based on the 2 paragraphs, how are apples and oranges alike, meaning the same? And based on the 2 paragraphs, how are apples and oranges different? Different, right? So that's not the same. Okay, so, and then you have 3 more questions with a blank. Jesus. All right, so I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to do the next video here because I think I'm running out of memory. Okay?